Blackness is a story of resilience and reclaiming our narratives. During medieval European times and the Jim Crow era, minstrel shows served as a form of entertainment which often inaccurately portrayed the lives of Black people. In later decades, as Black people fought against their disenfranchisement in America, they used humor as a tool to reclaim their own narratives. This is important to note because in using humor to reclaim narratives, Black people have the room to offer social and cultural critique of race relations and racism in America. Through this medium, they make it known that although America claims to be an equal country, not all of its citizens are treated as such. Today, I will be analyzing Richard Pryor's 1979 whole life concert performance and Aries Spears' 2011 Hollywood Look I'm Smiling. Let's begin with Pryor's performance.
You niggas taking a chance being in Long Beach though, Jack. I saw the police had some brother jacked up when we was coming in here. Niggas hands way up here. I'm like, huh? What? They're searching the shit. Bet they take him away to jail. Go to jail in Long Beach is a motherfucker, man. It's just where you at?
I'm in Long Beach. Well, shit, we ain't coming down there to get your ass out.
Pryor begins his joke with the idea that Black people are putting their lives on the line by being in Long Beach, California, a city which probably housed a white majority at the time. He follows this with a story about a Black man having an encounter with the police, which receives little laughter from the audience. This is because reflection sets in, as he tells a story that almost any Black person can relate to, in a climate where Black people are disproportionately incarcerated in America. Pryor employs marginal humor, a technique that highlights an in-group versus out-group, and us versus them mentality. The idea that Black encounters with the police often end negatively shows the disparity that still exists between Black people and white people. Underlying this is the unspoken idea that this police encounter happened in Long Beach, where the presence of Black people may have made white people feel unsafe and uncomfortable.
White people, this is fun part for me when the white people come back after intermission and find out niggas done stole their seats.
Weren't we sitting here, dear? Weren't we, I believe, we were sitting here, weren't we?
Yes, we were sitting right there.
Well, you ain't sitting here now, motherfucker.
What is interesting is that immediately after recounting a negative encounter he saw on his way to the show, Pryor follows with the idea of Black people asserting their rights in supposedly white spaces and essentially taking white seats. His calm declaration of, well, you ain't sitting there now, implies that this is both something that is needed and therefore something that white people need to get used to, and this receives laughter and scattered cheers of agreement from the audience. Placed immediately after the story of the Black man who is in the hands of the police, this provides some reassurance to Black people and combats his first piece, because although one Black man may have faced a negative encounter in Long Beach, another had managed to put on a stand-up performance in the same city, where his Black audience members could freely take the seats of the white members. There is the underlying idea that for every defeat in the Black community, there are hundreds more people fighting for equality and victory. Now on to Aries Spears' 2011 performance.
It's the late 90s, horror movies made a hell of a comeback. White people, y'all get all the horror flicks. Y'all get to Chucky and I Know About Last Week and all that shit. I used to get mad and say, how come you don't see Black people in horror movies? Then I put it together. You can't make horror movies with us. Because it ain't going to be a movie, it's going to be a fucking commercial. Black people, y'all know we don't fuck around. We can be having a party in the woods jamming. I don't give a fuck how loud the music is, how much fun we having. If we hear some shit that don't sound right, it'll cut through all that shit. We be out there dancing like, woo, this shit is hot. What the fuck was that? I don't know, nigga, but we gotta pack it up and roll. This shit don't feel. White people, y'all could be out there dancing. Y'all dance like 2-year-old black babies. Y'all hear some shit? What was that? I don't know. Let's go check it out.
Spears delivers a piece on how white people and black people would realistically act if put in scenarios that would be likely to occur in horror movies. The idea that the black people would not wait a minute to distance themselves from a potentially threatening situation, yet white people would be willing to check it out, garners laughter from the audience. He does not need to mention why this reaction may be so, that the internalized trauma from years of oppression makes black people prone to avoid possibly dangerous situations.
Like, I don't even think comedy is my calling in life. I think I'm meant for something greater. Like, I had a vision the other night. It came to me. I think my mission in life is to help white people. Like, really, I want to feel comfortable enough to walk in your house unannounced at 3 o'clock in the morning. Just wake you up and go, come with me. Like comics, we don't do shit when we're on the road except stay in a hotel room and watch TV. And I'm flipping through some of the stations and I'm watching these programs like Oprah and Phil, and I'm seeing some of y'all's kids is out of fucking control. I really want to ask white people, I've always been curious, why don't y'all just beat your kids, man? Beat them, whoop they motherfucking ass. Y'all give y'all kids all kind of timeouts and special places. The fuck is a special place? To a black child, that's a coma. What is a special place? Black kids don't know shit about timeout. We know about getting knocked the fuck out. That's it. My mother used to slap the shit out of me in public, and I would look at people for help. Like, shut up. White people felt my pain. Oh my God. She just struck her child. Black people see black kids get hit, we be like, hey, get your shit together. Black people will beat other people's kids if they fucking up too bad. Like, miss, you need to whoop this ugly motherfucker. Put that shit down. Here's my website, email, home address. Call me. I'll fuck him up any time you need. You ain't got to kill him. Just watch him turn red. Just put this motherfucker. Just choke him out. You know what I found out growing up? Totally shocked me. White kids are just as shocked to find out black kids don't talk back to their parents as we are when we hear them talk back to theirs. So I used to have a little buddy would come over my house on the weekends, little Nate. We'd be in my room playing video games. My mother used to come in the room on us, cuss me out for no reason. Just scare the shit out of both of us. We'd be in the room playing Mario Brothers. She'd come kick open the door like SWAT. We'd be on level 4. She'd, Aries, how many times I told you to clean this motherfucking room? Cut that goddamn game off to clean this room. I come back, this motherfucking room ain't clean. I'm gonna take that Nintendo cord, wrap it around your neck, and stick it in your ass. Nigga, I ain't playing with you. This ain't no threat. This is a promise. Try me, motherfucker. Try me. My white friend would turn to me offended like, dude, what the fuck? She can't do that, man. This is your space. This is your area. She's violating your right to privacy. You should say something. You want me to go say something? I'd be so scared. I started talking to him like a slave from Roots. Like, he was gonna get me's in trouble. I like you, Nate. I really do. And my parents is good black folk. They gives me food. They gives me sleeps. You get away from around here with that foolishness. Go on, get from here. Oh, Lord. My mother smacked the shit out of the white boy. He turned into me. Wet in the world.
When Spears says that he believes his mission in life is to help white people, he receives confused laughter from the audience. This is because the idea that he is presented is viewed as being absurd, as the notion of a minority member being able to successfully help a majority is in the common American narrative. He follows by highlighting the stereotypical narrative of the upbringings of white children versus black children. He constantly makes a switch between being black and being white, which makes his portrayal of the stereotypes associated with both groups more effective. Spears presents the story of his white childhood friend, Nate's reaction to his black mother talking to him. In this piece, he employs self-deprecatory humor as a technique to show black people's, aka the marginalized group's, oppression. He imitates what he refers to as A Slave from Roots, a novel which has inspired many on-screen adaptations and which tells the story of an African sold into slavery and his later descendants. By doing so, he underscores the fact that Black people in America are still dealing with the problematic remnants of slavery. Spears goes on to sing Wade in the Water, a popular Negro spiritual often associated with the songs of the Underground Railroad. This implies a sense of freedom, which goes back to Spears' point that he didn't view the interaction with his mom as being particularly restricting as Nate did. And again emphasizes the differences between Black people and white people in America. Spears continues his joke by saying that his friend joined him in singing Wade in the Water after Spears' mom struck him. The audience laughs and are probably reflecting on the different narratives this implies. The white savior mentality that Nate showed signs of seems to have left him, and this action by Spears' mother also reverses the narrative of Black people often being on the receiving end of violence by white people during times of slavery. This oneness that he and Nate have found, regardless of their differences, is a sure commentary that for all of us, there is a lot to be learned from people of different races. That's all for today. I fully acknowledge that these are my own personal takes from the two segments and that different interpretations could be extracted from both of them. Thanks for watching, and I hope you stay safe and healthy.